Find yourself a bit of space and let's get to this. You're going to step out to a straddle position. All I want you to do here is bring your hands behind your head. And you're just going to rotate to one side, rotate to the opposite side. Rotate to one side, rotate to the opposite side. Just continuing from left to right here. There, let's bring our hands onto our hips. Now from here, I'm just going to side flex to one side and rotate your body towards the front foot, all the way across, rotate, pull up, and then reverse what you just done. So side flex, rotate, come all the way across, and then pull up. We'll just do one more each side. So nice, controlled. Okay, from there, what I'd like you to do is just to turn to your side, drop to the knee, bring your hands onto the floor, and then walk that back foot back as far as you can. Press into the floor with your hands, and I want you to keep your hips nice and low, so I'm pushing my hip down, and I'm going to try to push my heel away from me to straighten the leg. So I'm going to push the heel away, straighten the leg as best I can, drop back down. We want to minimize how much the hips come up, okay? We're going to go for 5. Big deep breath in, push back for 1, and drop. 2, and down. 3, and down. 4, and down. And let's go and hold now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We're really trying to squeeze that glute as best we can. 3, 2, 1. Drop to the knees. Swap over to the other side. So again, just walk that foot back. Really tuck the toes here. Press your hips forward. Take a big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, push that heel away and drop back down. As you push the heel away, really try and squeeze the glute as best you can. Just got 3 more. 2 more. Okay, last one. We're going to hold for 10. Really try and squeeze that glute the best you can. Press the hips down. 3, 2, 1. Drop to the knees. Come back. Okay, from here, I'd like you to stand up. And what I recommend here is we can use a block or a table. You basically want to bring the floor as high as you need it to, okay? So I'm just going to show you with a block. I'm going to start with my knees bent. So if you need to be a little bit higher, you can be higher. I'm going to press down into the block. And the aim here is I'm going to straighten one leg, then relax. Straighten the opposite leg, then relax. So push the block away, take a big deep breath in. Straighten one leg. Then relax. Straighten the other leg. Then relax. If you need to go higher with the hands, go higher with the hands. Look right intense on the back of the legs. That's 3. That's 4. Everybody, one more each side. Last one. Okay, bend the knees, bring yourself back to a standing position, and just kick out the legs a little bit. I recommend you get yourself something nice and solid that you can kind of lock your arms onto, whether that's the bottom of a couch or, a door or something like that. It's just so that you can hold on to it. You'll notice that my head's kind of in no man's land here, so I'll just use a block. Now I'm going to straighten both legs, and I'm lying on the side of my hip here. I'm going to hold onto this, so really try and brace onto something. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my knee up as high as I can, all the way up towards my elbow. I'm then going to extend, and abduct, so I'm really trying to pull out as much as I can. When I can't go anymore, I'm going to pull my heel behind me and let my knee rotate forward. And I keep pulling as I bring my knee towards the opposite knee. Then I'm going to unravel, so I'm going to bring my knee back up towards the ceiling and then bring my knee high as I can up towards my elbow. That would be 1. We're going for 5. So let's repeat all the way up and out, rotate around, and then reverse. That's 2. All the way up and around, reverse. We got 2 more. Okay, last one. Really drive it up all the way around. And reverse. Okay, swap over to the opposite side. Okay, big deep breath in. I'm going to bring our knee up, out, rotate around, and then reverse. Let's go for 2. Let's go for 3. I really try to rotate from the top of my leg as much as possible. Sometimes it can be hard to decipher this movement, so as you go through, you might notice you start to get better as the reps go past. We got last one. And slowly come out of there. Okay, the next thing I want you to do, I recommend having the block near you just in case. And this is just in case we have to lean out towards the side, okay? If you do need to lean out towards the side, you can lean onto that block. We go into our 90-90 position. I have that block out on the side if I need it. Now the challenge here is we're going to be lifting the leg, then we're going to be extending the leg, hinging back from the elbow, dropping back down. So I'll come down onto the elbow just to show you. I'm going to lift, extend, bend, down. Find your most upright position that you can just about manage, and let's get ourselves ready. As I said, you can lean out to the side if you need to. Take a big deep breath in. We're going to lift, extend, bend, drop. Over 2. Extend, bend, drop. 3. Extend, bend, drop. 4. Extend, bend, drop. This time we're going to go out and hold for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, set back down. Let's go across to the opposite side. Now, I understand that can get quite crampy in and around the glute. Fight it for as long as you can. If you need to come out of the position, do so, but get back in as soon as possible. Okay, take a big deep breath in. Let's go and lift, extend, bend, and down. 2. Extend, bend, and down. 3. Extend, bend, down. 4. Extend, bend, and down. 5. Extend, bend, and down. And let's go and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend and come back down. Have a little walk around if you need to. Just kind of get a little bit of movement to those hips if you need to. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get into a frog position. Now, what I recommend is that you have something that you can make contact with at the front. So in a frog position, what we do is we walk our knees as far away from each other. We then try to turn the feet out and place them on the floor where possible. The reason why I like to make contact with something in the front is just to give you a little bit more support. You'll feel like your body relax a little bit. In terms of a setup, I want my hips to sit back so that they're in line with the knees. So 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. And then just take a few breaths. Now to start, all we're going to be doing is this. We're just going to rock forward out of the position, sit back into the position. Rock forward out of the position, sit back into the position. So just nice and easy, all the way forward, all the way back. Just trying to find what's our, I guess, relatively most comfortable position here. Slow and controlled wins the race. The next thing I want you to do is, as you rock forward, raise one leg. So by rotating from the top of the leg, sit back. rock forward, raise the opposite leg, sit back. Rock forward, sit back. Rock forward, sit back. So keep it going. Rock forward, sit back. Rock forward, sit back. And just do one more each side. Okay, from there, sit back as much as you can. You want to put that prop underneath your chest, do so. And I just want you to hold for the moment. Now all we're going to be doing here is taking nice big deep breaths. And the aim here is we're going to try to contract and then relax. So when I say contract, the first thing we're going to be doing is very lightly just contract the inside of your legs. You're just going to try to squeeze the insides very lightly, very softly. And then we start to increase it to a level that you're like, oh yeah, that's enough for me. Okay. We're going to be doing this over 5 seconds. So the first contraction is squeezing the inside of the legs, like I just mentioned. The second contraction is you pulling your knees as far away from each other and really squeezing your butt. So first contraction, take a big deep breath in. Start to squeeze the inside of the legs to a level that you feel comfortable with for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in. Now push your hips down. Pull your knees apart for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in. Pull the inside of the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in. Pull the knees as far away. Press the hips towards the floor. So really squeeze your glute. 3, 2. Big deep breath in. And then just try to relax as best you can. Big deep breath in. And relax. What I recommend you do here is try to walk your heels towards each other and then put pressure down onto your wrists. Push the floor away and start to walk back towards your hips, slowly coming out of that position. Again, if you need to stand up and have a walk around, please do. The next thing I want you to do here is we're just going to be going into a piriformis stretch. I recommend having some props for this. I'm going to show you. It's super important that you get the setup right for this, just so that we can make it super effective. Now, the way we're going to have this is effectively the legs are going to be on the same line. So this foot is on the same line. And then I allow the knee to fall out to the side and I try to straighten the back leg. That would be ideal. What we want to be aware of is maybe we're not ready for that yet. So if you're not, you bring the ground up towards you. So all I want you to do here is to bring your butt cheek onto like a cushion or some books. And what's really important here is that the knee is making contact with something. So I'm pressing the knee down onto whatever that base of support is. You'll notice that I'm quite turned out here. So I want to try and roll on top of that knee. And then from here, I just want to try to square off my hips. So I pull this leg back into my hip. I push this hip forward. And then I just focus on some breaths here. Okay? So there is a little bit of a setup for it. But what I want you to note is we just go higher with the hip so that we can try and keep this knee at 90 degrees. We want this knee to keep contact with something. And ideally, we're working towards straightening this back leg and really pressing this hip down towards the floor. And let's just stay here for the moment. Nice big deep breaths. As we breathe out, we really want to soften the stomach just to try and release any kind of excess tension that we might be holding on to. Big deep breath in and breathe out. Okay, what I want you to do here is I want you to build a little bit of tension in this leg. So I'm going to pull my toes up towards my knee. I'm really going to squeeze my calf here and I'm going to draw this leg back into my hip. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to press my knee down into the pad here. I'm just going to press it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big deep breath in. And then what I want to do is I want to pull it up towards me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So take a big deep breath in. Press down into the pad for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big deep breath in. Pull it up towards you. Now, when you pull it up towards you, I want you to lower towards it as well, right? So you're really closing that ankle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to see if you can just roll your hips behind you and just come down into whatever's that lowest position that you have available to you. If you want to rest your head on something, you can rest your head. Really just try and relax that upper body. We're just going to stay here for 3 nice big deep breaths. So big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last big deep breath in. As you breathe out, push the floor away. And then slowly come out of there. And then we'll go across to the opposite side. So you need to be mindful that left and right is not always the same. So you might be better, you might be worse. But the same setup applies. We want to bring our butt cheek onto that base of support. And then we also want to make contact with the knee, just because we don't want that knee floating in midair. Any pinching on the knee, you can always just close the angle of it. Where possible, we want to try to work towards 90 degrees, just going a little bit higher if we need to. Working towards straightening that back leg and then squaring off the hips. Let me just hold in this position for the moment. So nice big deep breaths in. And then soften your belly as you breathe out. Nice big deep breath in. Soften your belly as you breathe out. Big deep breath in. Soften your belly as you breathe out. And then just a quick reminder, we're going to build tension in the calf. We're going to pull that front leg back into our hip. And then at a level of tension that you're comfortable with, I want you to press down into that pad. And do so now for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in, lean forward, pull that knee up towards you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in. As you breathe out, push down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in. Pull the knee up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in. As you breathe out, just soften your belly. Try and be heavy on that hip. So I'm really trying to lower everything down. And if I need to, just bring that block in front. Just focus on some nice big deep breaths. So we're going to go for 3 of your biggest deep breaths here. So big deep breath in. Soften your belly as you breathe out. Big deep breath in. Soften your belly as you breathe out. Try and square off the hips as best you can. Last big deep breath in. Good strong breath out. Push the hands into the floor. Walk yourself back up. And then slowly come out of there. Have a little walk around. Great work today, guys. I hope you were able to follow along without stopping. But if you did have to stop, it's totally okay. You're welcome.